and to not be able to pick them for ages. Like, I played like, so I came from competitive Smash 4, and basically just having Animal Crossing music all the time was like, not the one. Now that we got Stadium, it's just like, oh, we can actually get some bangers going. And now you can pick any stage on like the Smash stages. Exquisite. Fantastic.
Fair. Anyway, we will enjoy this music as we go on to Game 1, me Brawler versus Corrin on PS2, Joycey. How do we expect these two players to come out, and what kind of styles are we expecting to see?
So obviously, the main game plan for me Brawler is going to be, you're going to get in, you're going to get your combos, you're going to get them on the platform, and you're going to kill them. That is the big thing. So there's going to be a very, very heavy sort of grab game coming out from the me Brawler. I feel like Haar is going to have to do a really good job avoiding the nairs from Brawler and avoiding those situations in particular. I love that aggressive option on the way down. Corrin's nair is incredibly difficult to punish on shield unless you are perfectly spaced. And we can see already, it feels like Hara's got a really nice grasp on like the Brawler game plan and is already sort of playing this game of, okay, well, I'm not going to let you near me. I'm going to space a lot of moves around. I'm going to make sure that you don't come near me. Grab at the ledge, just electing for the forward throw, and the weak hit of the nair is going to trade. Corrin's recovery in particular, it can be really difficult to intercept. Oh, but that's not the spot dodge that you want.
No, or the roll behind, which is what I was expecting to see in that position.
Yeah, it's a difficult one because like after the 11th hit, you can roll behind free of charge, but I don't know whether Corrin's... I know there are some very strange qualities about Corrin's forward smash. Maybe Saihara was hoping... Oh my goodness, speaking of hoping, that could have been a very early stock if that hope had come true. But we are seeing it's keeping fairly even so far. Again, it feels as if there have been some sort of explosive moments from Saihara, whereas Haar, you know, very much walling out with these disjoints, being a little bit optimistic with these forward smashes, but again, unless you've got a lot of mobility and you've got that read on deck, you're not really going to get to punish those.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what I'm expecting to see, of like the consistency on one side and the explosiveness on the other. But this me Brawler has got the Corrin at the ledge at the moment, does manage to send him off stage again, throwing the bowling ball. Oh, well, shot put really.
Yeah.
Does manage to connect and does take the stock, and only at 82%. Corrin, you know, could struggle to kill here, but does have the option, so we'll just have to wait and see if they can manage to do it. Not managing to quite do it there. Some good DI coming out of Saihara, but that is going to do it. And even percent's back at 0 on this last stock, Joycey.
I am surprised that that second back air was able to come out so quickly. It almost felt like Haar had that perfect spacing where the second one would just about come out and just manages to get the stock again. It's such a massive disjointed hitbox that it spaces itself for you as well. It's such a ridiculous move. But again, we are seeing Saihara just slowly but surely racking up this percent, not really managing to get any sort of platform conversions yet. And that's a really scary part of me Brawler, right? That is like, it's not just the bread and butter, it's the entire goddamn sandwich of the game plan. And if you don't quite have that on deck, it's almost like, why are you bothering playing the character?
Yeah, and this third stock feels like it's really got a lot more scrappy from stock 1, which was playing a lot more calculated. Now we're kind of trading hits, both players just going up the percent together. And who's going to find that explosive out first? Both players again trading right there.
Oh, but that goes off the top.
Yeah, we didn't get a kill flash. I didn't even realize that the Brawler had just died off the top.
I mean, to be fair, that was a very, very interesting trade of hitboxes there. I mean, maybe Haar didn't even know at that point that... Or Saihara, sorry.
I was watching the player cams and it did seem like both of them were a bit surprised that the game just ended. I guess if it trades like that, you're probably not ready to DI in that specific way for that specific hit. If you think you've got the hit in and then you're trading with some weird hitbox that you weren't ready for, it can really throw you off. But Haar probably going to take that happily and move on to game 2 for sure.
Yeah, and Saihara electing to go back to Stadium. It's interesting to note that the other tripack, so Battlefield was available, but was not picked by Saihara, which I suppose, I know that the ceilings are a lot larger, and again, maybe if you don't quite, you know, maybe if you haven't practiced the combos on that stage, maybe you're feeling a little bit shaky on it. But certainly, I don't think the stage pick was necessarily a bad thing. Again, that was last stock, last hit. Yeah,
I think PS2, if it's the stage that you play the most, which it is for most players, you're probably going to be the most comfortable with your combos on that stage. So if you're feeling a bit of nerves, you're feeling a bit shaky, maybe you just want to go to that stage, which is the biggest comfort for you as a player to kind of take that variable away from your play.
100%. And I think that is the big thing that I want to see from Saihara is I want to see them get a little bit more comfortable. I want to see him get these conversions on the platforms. We saw, I think, one attempt of a piston punch right at the top of the blast zone, and it didn't connect. And that's the thing. It's like it's such an integral part of the Brawler game plan, and it can seal stocks so early. Like, yes, it was last stock 100%, but realistically as Brawler, you shouldn't be getting opponents to 100%. They should be dead well before that point. So I just want to see just a little bit cleaner on the convergence here. I think Haar is doing a pretty good job at this walling out game. I think, you know, has been getting a better idea on how Saihara is getting in sort of the rhythms in which that he's approaching.
I think he was doing it better, but then I think stock 3 really kind of like descended into a bit more of just hit there. And I definitely want to see him slow back down, back to how we saw at the start of game 1, because I think that walling was much more consistent. But maybe Saihara just kind of cottoned on to a certain style that Haar was doing in that wall and just found a way through it. Because right now, even in game 2, it feels a lot more even than the start of game 1 did, Tracy.
Oh, and that was a really scary situation there. Haar managing to catch Saihara without a jump, but just Saihara managing to air dodge back onto the stage. And again, another forward smash from Haar. At game 1, they weren't really getting punished, but in game 2, these forward smashes are getting punished more and more. And Saihara, it's really interesting to note that they're sort of dashing forward and he's going for these jabs as opposed to, well, a dash grab. And then you get a dash grab underneath the PS2 platform and then you are golden. Oh, and I think Saihara had the read on the roll there, but again, didn't quite commit, didn't quite have the spacing for it either. But again, the idea was there, and I think that's a really, really positive thing to look at when you're thinking about continuing in the winner's bracket.
Yeah, I think you definitely need to focus on it when you got the right read, even if your execution wasn't off, so you don't get too hard on yourself. But that up smash not going to quite manage to take the first stock. And both these players seem to be struggling with taking this first stock right now. Brawler definitely was the more raw kill power, I would say, out of the two to find this stock. But at the moment, just can't find the correct hits. And that back air from Corrin is actually going to be the first one to take it. So Haar taking the stock lead, but definitely not a big lead right now. Definitely in a position where you have to be a bit scared. Now stuck on ledge. Can Saihara manage to stock this out right now? Good for the up B, but just doesn't connect. And actually, very good patience from Haar to not trying too hard to punish that and actually getting punished for it, but already getting quite a bit going in the second stock. Another up B out of shield. Seems like Saihara's getting a bit panicky in this situation, and Haar managing to get a lot of extra percent so far, Joycey.
Yeah, this is where it gets really, really scary because obviously you've got those confirms, but again, if you're not confident in the confirms and you've got, I mean, ultimately, we've got a Corrin here at 154%. A lot of things are going to start killing, and it does feel like there are these big moments of desperation coming out from Saihara. And finally, the up B out of shield is going to connect, but that was the second or third attempt. And I feel like Haar, even if Haar loses this game, he's going to have that in the back of his mind, that is the panic option. And that's the thing, you've now got that vital data, whereas Haar arguably has not even started panicking at any point during the set.
No, Haar seemed quite composed so far, especially in this game. Already wrecking on 91% as well, which is very nice, and will feel pretty confident in that situation. And Brawler is very much thrown in a corner at this point and hasn't seemingly managed to keep center stage for any long period of time in the second stock. Haar just very happily just kind of spacing around Brawler with these big disjoints, but 2 up tilts in a row, not managing to connect to anything else though. Saihara going for a big hard read that there was just going to fall into the up smash, but Haar not going to do that just yet. Goes onto stage and doesn't get punished there, but is starting to pick these options that do feel a bit more risky, Joycey, and I'm starting to get a bit worried, but I say that up tilt, up air, up B is going to take that stock, and it's Saihara taking this stock earlier than Haar on this one, Joycey.
And that's exactly what we wanted to see this entire time. That was the first tried and true Brawler combo off of the platform, and you can see why it was such an integral part of the game plan. Just the fact that you can kill so early and combo onto that platform, combo above, up, and away. And now, what started off as honestly a really big struggle for Saihara has now just completely twisted the game on its head, and now it is Haar who has got the responsibility of fighting his way back into the set.
That killed off the top?
That did kill off the top.
That was crazy!
That was the most unceremonious kill I have seen in a really long time. There was no spark. Even Corrin was quiet. Was just like, oh, whoops, never mind.
Brawler had no words to say on the way out, but we shouldn't get too deep into that because at the moment, Haar is actually at kill percent if the right throw is out by Brawler, and it definitely feels like Saihara is fishing, but is taking a bit of percent here. Haar managing to get a few hits connecting. Now the Nair looking for the back end, not managing to hit. Catches a landing, very nice, managing to even up this percent at this point. Very even last stock again. I'm going to have to see who can close it out. Is it going to be another trade? But what's going on? Our pin is going to hit as well, very close to going off the side. There's some very suspect DI coming out of Saihara, it seems. Tracy?
I mean, this is a really, really scary thing. It's like, oh, just trying to go for it just then. It feels a little bit like Saihara is feeling like he's going to lose it at any moment. He's going for a lot of these up Bs, and we're going to see if the next one hits. Just going for the back air, electing for stage control. Instead, Haar trying to catch with the neutral B. Nothing quite working out. So yeah, the rapid jab. Can you get a punish? And no, just manages to make it back down and hold shield just before it comes out. And you can feel the nerves between both of these players. You can feel how slow it's gotten, and just caught the jump onto the platform there. Haar is not happy.
No, I can understand it. That last 30 seconds got pretty scrappy. That was very.
Well, no, Saihara's not happy. Sorry, I keep getting that tag mixed up.
To be fair, Haar didn't look that happy either. You said it, and I was like,
I was surprised.
I was surprised with what you said. But I looked up, and Haar was shaking his head, and I'm like, yeah. To be honest, I understand. If you even the win, sometimes you're thinking ahead for the rest of your bracket, and you're thinking, oh, I'm not sure I'm feeling that great right now. My buttons aren't coming out how I want. I'm a bit scrappy. I'm not spacing right. Or as we saw in that last 30 seconds, there was a lot of kind of just missed inputs, missed punishes. Felt like I probably should be able to see that out in a bit of a cleaner way. Was the way that Saihara was just being a bit too aggressive with those